Lemurs are small mammals that usually live in trees. They have powerful hind legs for jumping around the treetops. Their hands and feet are good at grasping, and they have long nails that they use like claws to hunt and climb. Many lemurs also have a long tail that helps them sit on even the thinnest branch without losing their balance.
When and where? Lemurs live only in the tropical forests of Madagascar and the Comoro Islands, off the east coast of Africa. Their ancestors probably came from the east coast of Africa about 50 or 60 million years ago. They may have floated to the islands while clinging to driftwood.
Lemurs don't have many natural enemies, but they are threatened by people who hunt them and cut down the forest they live in to use the land for farming. Before humans lived in Madagascar, there were many more kinds of lemurs than there are today. Some of them may have been as large as small gorillas. Kinds of lemurs. Lemurs come in many sizes, shapes, and colors. Some look like long-nosed monkeys. Others look more like mice. Their fur can be black, white, gray, or reddish-brown. Mouse lemurs are the smallest lemurs. They are only 5 inches, 13 centimeters long, and weigh only 2 ounces, 57 grams. Mouse lemurs stay in the trees almost all the time. They come down to the ground only to move to a distant tree or to catch insects, small reptiles, and other animals that live on the ground.
The Andrea is the largest lemur, growing almost 2.5 feet, 75 centimeters long. The Andrea is a powerful leaper. Smaller lemurs move through the trees by jumping from branch to branch, but the Andrea jumps directly from one tree trunk to another. Andreas feed on flowers, leaves, and bark of certain trees, as well as berries and other fruits.
The ring-tailed lemur is one of the most common species of lemur. People can easily recognize it by its bushy striped tail. Unlike most lemurs, the ring-tailed lemur lives on the ground rather than in trees. However, it can climb trees for food or to escape from an enemy. Ring-tailed lemurs eat mostly bananas and wild figs, but they may also feed on flowers, grasses, leaves, and bark. Filling holes. What do a woodpecker and a lemur have in common? Not much, unless the lemur is an aye-aye, one of the rarest and strangest looking kinds of lemurs. Aye-ayes have the same kind of role in Madagascar that woodpeckers have in other parts of the world.
There aren't any woodpeckers on Madagascar. That leaves a good supply of food, beetle grubs and other insects that live inside old dead tree trunks, uneaten. That's where the aye-aye comes in. The aye-aye moves about at night, listening to tree trunks. If an aye-aye hears insects moving inside the tree, it gnaws a hole in the bark. Then it uses its long, skinny middle finger to reach inside and pull out a juicy grub to eat.
Night and day. Some lemurs move around during the day. Others are nocturnal, active at night. In fact, the name lemur comes from a word that means ghosts. Lemurs may have gotten this name from their eyes, which shine in the darkness, and from their unusual cries. Like many other nocturnal lemurs, lesser mouse lemurs have large eyes and ears to help them hunt and move around in the dark. They usually hunt alone, but they call out to other lesser mouse lemurs often. Lesser mouse lemurs spend the day in ball-shaped nests of leaves in the treetops. They also use these nests to raise their young and to escape from predators.
Both nocturnal and diurnal lemurs can often be seen sunbathing on the ground or lounging on a branch. Many kinds of lemurs relax by grooming each other. Relatives. Lemurs are primates, which makes them relatives of monkeys, apes, and humans. Lemurs are more primitive than these animals, but they have a much better sense of smell. This helps them hunt for food.
Lemurs' closest relatives are small animals called galagos, or bush babies, and lorises. Like most lemurs, bush babies move and leap quickly and easily through tree branches. Lorises move slowly and carefully. Both lorises and bush babies are active at night. Rainforest trees. Trees in rainforests have trouble finding two things: sunlight and good soil. They grow tall and straight to find the sun, with few branches except at the top. Their roots are shallow under the ground, but spread out wide above ground, making a base to support the tree. Roots may also grow down from the tops of the trees.
Mahogany is one of the rainforest trees that has strong, even-textured wood, called hardwood. Hardwood is used to make many things, including furniture, and is very valuable all over the world. The teak tree has strong, durable wood that resists water and insects. It grows in forests in Southeast Asia, where it produces leaves that grow to 2 feet, 61 centimeters long, and 1.5 feet, 46 centimeters wide.
Strangler fig. One of many tangled vines among rainforest branches, the strangler fig begins to grow wherever a bird or other animal drops its seeds. Its roots grow down to the ground to get water and food, twining around a tree trunk for support. By the time it has grown to full size, the strangler fig has choked its host to death.
To provide our medicine, our food supplies, making oxygen for the atmosphere. Wind may photosynthesize. Oh, that's so botanical. Chlorophyll makes a leaf green. It captures sunlight for energy. 2 more ingredients help a plant grow. That's carbon dioxide and H2O. Oh, that's so botanical. From cotton comes all kinds of clothes.
Plants. Imagine what the world would be like without plants. Would there be no green color? Actually, without plants, there would be no life.
If you took all the plants on Earth and weighed them against everything else, people, animals, fungi, seaweed, bacteria, and all other living things put together, the plants would tip the scale to the ground. There are more plants in the world than anything else. They are one weighty subject that's hard to ignore.
Photosynthesis. Most plants can make food from water, air, and sunlight. This process is called photosynthesis.
A plant uses the sun's energy to combine carbon dioxide gas from the air and water from the soil. This process makes sugar, which can be burned as energy or made into other foods that the plant needs to survive. Photosynthesis also makes oxygen that the plant releases as waste.
The inside of a leaf is mostly made of two kinds of cells, palisade and spongy. These cells contain tiny structures called chloroplasts that contain a substance called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll captures the energy from the sun's rays. It also gives plants their green color.
Veins running through the leaf bring water to the cells and take away the nutrients made in photosynthesis.
Guard cells open and close the stomata to let carbon dioxide in and oxygen out.
Carbon dioxide enters the leaf through holes called stomata. A singular hole of this kind is called a stoma. The carbon dioxide passes into empty spaces between the palisade and spongy cells.
Plant parts. A typical plant has different kinds of cells for different things. Some cells absorb sunlight and make food. Some transport food. Some hold water, and some give the plant strength. Almost every kind of plant has roots that reach down into the ground and leaves that reach up to the sun. No plant can move except by growing or producing seeds.
Roots take in water and minerals. They also anchor the plant firmly into the ground.
The stem, called a trunk in trees, supports the leaves and flowers. Tiny tubes in the stem carry water up to the leaves and food down to the roots.
Leaves are designed to capture lots of sun. They have large, flat surfaces that open up to the sunlight. Chlorophyll makes leaves green. Many plants have flowers that contain the reproductive parts of the plants. Some plants reproduce in other ways. For example, broken off parts of some plants grow into new plants.
Flowers on a plant make fruits. Fruits contain seeds. Each seed can become a new plant if it lands in a place where it can grow. Fruits can be juicy, which attracts animals that eat them and distribute the seeds. Or they can be hard, which protects the seeds.
Types of plants. Plants come in many shapes and sizes. They can be tiny mosses or trees so tall you can't see the tops. They grow anywhere there is water, sunlight, and air. Many scientists divide plants into two main groups: vascular plants, which have xylem and phloem, and non-vascular plants, which don't. Coniferous trees include fir trees and pine trees. They are also called evergreen trees. Ferns grow in all parts of the world. Some are as large as trees. Others are tiny and look like moss. Horsetails were among the first plants on Earth. There are more flowering plants than any other type of plant. Flowering plants include grasses, nettles, cabbages, roses, parsley, and carrots, and broadleaf trees, such as oaks and maples.
Club mosses were among the first plants to develop true stems.
Mosses grow in logs and walls and in moist, shady woodland areas.
Liverworts are small plants related to mosses. Some liverworts have leaves shaped like a person's liver.
Plant Plant adaptations. Scientists have divided the world into climate areas where certain plants and animals live. These areas are called biomes. Each biome has special conditions that plants must adapt to in order to grow. Can you match the plants shown here with their biomes? Click on each plant to read about it. Then drag the plant to the biome where you think it belongs.
The creosote bush spreads its roots as far as it can, keeping other plants from growing nearby. In this way, it can take in water from a large area. Some orchids grow high in the forks of tree branches, soaking up moisture from the air instead of from the soil. Up high, they can get the sun that dense trees and leaves prevent from reaching the ground.
The dwarf willow is one of the world's smallest shrubs. It grows low and spreads sideways to stay out of cold winds.
The roots of mangrove trees stick up above dense, water-filled mud so they can get air.
Superplants. Photosynthesis provides the food and oxygen that all living things, not just plants, need to survive. When rabbits eat plants, for example, they get the energy they need to live. When wolves eat rabbits, they get the energy they need.
Each animal gathers energy from the food it eats, but all of this energy originally comes from one place, the sun. Animals need plants to change the sun's light energy into chemical energy, a form they can use. Caves. In some places beneath the Earth's surface lies a secret world. Waterfalls, lakes, rivers, and beautiful columns of rock are hidden away where few people will ever see them, in caves. Some caves form huge underground networks. The longest cave system ever explored is the Mammoth Flint Ridge System in Kentucky. It includes more than 190 miles, 306 kilometers, of passages, lakes, rivers, and open areas. How caves form. Some caves are just large enough to contain a small animal. Others reach down more than 1 mile, 1.6 kilometers, under the Earth's surface. Most caves, big and small, are formed by the same thing, water.
Some caves are created by lava from volcanoes. As lava flows, the part exposed to the air cools and hardens into a rocky shell. Inside this shell, the hot lava continues to flow. When all of the hot lava has moved through, the shell remains as a cave.
The constant pounding of waves washes away the softer rock in a sea cliff, leaving a cave behind. The constant pounding of waves washes away the softer rock in a sea cliff, leaving a cave behind.
Several large caves may form when a river moves deep underground. Rivers that run through caves may emerge from the side of a mountain. A stream plunges down a deep hole called a sinkhole to feed an underground river. Animals and explorers use old sinkholes as entrances to caves. Several large caves may form when a river moves deep underground. Rivers that run through caves may emerge from the side of a mountain. A stream plunges down a deep hole called a sinkhole to feed an underground river. Animals and explorers use old sinkholes as entrances to caves. Rainwater seeping into the ground slowly dissolves parts of rocks, forming small cracks. These cracks eventually widen, creating deep holes. Over time, the holes become huge caves.
Roxicles. Inside a cave you may find many odd stone formations that look like icicles. The ones on the top of the cave are called stalactites. Stalagmites stick up from the cave floor. Stalactites are formed when drops of water seep down from the roof of the cave. The drops carry a mineral called calcite that has dissolved from the rock. When the water dries, small amounts of calcite are left behind. Stalactites grow about 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters, every 500 years.
After a long time, a stalactite and stalagmite may meet and form a natural column from the floor to the cave top.
Water dripping either from the roof or from a stalactite falls to the cave bottom. The water leaves calcite on the floor, making a stalagmite grow upward. Cave animals. Many animals, including beetles, raccoons, and salamanders, live near the entrances of caves. Bats roost in caves during the day, and many bears hibernate in small caves during the winter. Only creatures that have adapted to total darkness can live in the depths of caves.
There is no light at all deep inside a cave. Many of the animals that live there are blind, but their senses of smell and touch are often very sharp. They feed on decaying plant and animal matter carried underground by streams. No green plants can grow inside a cave.
Some cave dwellers create their own light. The bluish lights in this picture are glowworms in New Zealand's Waitomo Cave.
People and caves. People have been using caves for shelter for about 500,000 years. Very few people, however, actually lived in caves because they are dark, damp, and cold. Caves are also sometimes home to hyenas, bears, and other meat-eating animals. From about AD 1000 to 1300, several groups of Native American peoples lived in cliff dwellings in what is today the southwestern United States. Some built 2- or 3-story houses on protected ledges in the sides of cliffs. Others built rooms in shallow, well-lit caves. These people grew crops on the plains below their houses.
Recently, people have begun to use caves for fun. The sport of exploring caves is called spelunking. Spelunking takes special equipment and a lot of caution. Darkness hides the unknown cave features, and flooding and falling rocks are common.
Some caves were used as a place to clean game animals or perform ceremonies. Many of these caves still contain ancient wall paintings and tools. Rain.
Have you ever sung Rain, Rain, Go Away? You may not like wet weather, but rain is vital to life on Earth. Plants, which provide food for us and other animals, need water to grow. Rain also fills the rivers and lakes that provide our water supply.
Where does rain come from? A rain cloud contains millions of water droplets. These droplets combine and form larger drops. When the drops become too large and heavy for the air to hold them up, they fall to the ground as rain.
If the air is very cold, water in the cloud freezes and forms snowflakes or hailstones. Rain, snow, sleet, hail, mist, and dew are all kinds of precipitation.
It's raining cats and dogs. You may have heard this silly saying before. It means that rain is falling hard and in very large drops.
If the sun shines on a rain shower, you may see a rainbow. When you look toward the rain with the sun behind you, the raindrops reflect the sun's light back to you. As the sunlight passes through the raindrops, it splits into bands of colors. You see these bands as a rainbow.
The water cycle. When a puddle dries up, or when your hair dries after you wash it, the water doesn't just disappear. Click on the button to find out what happens.
Wind and the sun's heat cause water from the Earth's surface to evaporate or change into vapor. Water vapor is invisible. Clouds form from the water vapor in the atmosphere. Trees and other plants also release water vapor into the air from their leaves. Water droplets fall from a cloud as rain or snow, most often where the air is cool. Rainwater joins rivers and streams and flows down to the sea. Rainwater also seeps underground through a layer of porous rock and joins underground streams. These streams eventually flow down to the sea.
How much does it rain? Different places get different amounts of rain. At thousands of weather stations around the world, scientists measure how much rain and snow fall. Rainfall is the depth of water that would accumulate if the rain didn't drain away.
Rain pours through a funnel into a container. Each day, the collected water is poured into a cylinder that gives a reading of the day's total rainfall.
Tropical regions can have so much rain that severe floods result.
In the polar regions, snow falls instead of rain.
Deserts have hardly any rain at all. Saving rain. Even when it rains a lot, you should try not to waste water. Can you find some ways to conserve water in this scene?
Don't let the shower water run too long while you're waiting for it to get warm. A shower uses 5 to 7 gallons of water every minute. Turn the tap off while you're brushing your teeth. You probably only need the water in 3 short bursts. Once to rinse your toothbrush before you brush, once to rinse it after you brush, and once to rinse your mouth.
If you are washing dishes by hand, fill the sink with water instead of letting the faucet run. 1 sinkful of soapy water can probably clean all the dirty dishes. You can rinse them quickly with clean water from the faucet.
If you need to water your lawn, don't do it during the day when the sun is out. Most of the water will evaporate before the lawn absorbs it. The best time to water is very early in the morning before the sun comes up. No one but a firefighter should ever open the valve on a fire hydrant. Playing in the water might be fun, but a hydrant lets out a lot of water at very high pressure. This is a waste, and it also uses up water that could save someone's house from burning down.
Hail. In some clouds, strong air currents toss pellets of frozen rain and snow up and down. Each time they rise and fall, the pellets pass through areas of supercooled water, water that stays liquid at temperatures below freezing. Frozen layers of water build up around the pellets like the layers of skin around an onion. Eventually, the pellets become so heavy that they fall to the ground as hailstones. Hailstones may be as big as grapefruits.
Parrots. Have you ever heard a parrot talk? Parrots may seem clever, but they can only say what you teach them.
Parrots are excellent mimics.
Carrots are peculiar spinach.
They can't make sentences on their own.
Gray ants take 10 pencils on their phone.
But they're very good at copying your voice.
That bear Barry could get rock slinging boys.
Habits. Parrots live in pairs or small flocks in the forests of Africa, South America, and other warm tropical areas. Most parrots live in trees, but a few, such as the owl parrot, live on the ground. Parrots make sounds like human speech only in captivity. In the wild, parrots do not even mimic other birds. They have their own calls, some of which sound like screams. The male and female eclectus parrots are so differently colored that for many years people believed they were two different species of birds.
Parrot parts. There are many kinds of parrots. Some are not much bigger than a mouse. Others are more than 3 feet, 1 meter, from head to tail. There are some things, however, that all parrots have in common.
All parrots have a large, hooked beak that is excellent for cracking nuts. A parrot uses its short, broad tongue to hold a nut in place against its upper bill and cracks it with its lower one. Parrots also hook their beaks around branches to steady themselves when climbing. Parrots have specialized feet. The second and third toes extend forward from the foot, like ours do, but the first and fourth toes point backward. Using their toes, parrots can wrap their feet all the way around a perch. They can walk 1 foot after the other along a branch. They can also hang from the underside of a branch.
Food. Polly want a cracker? Actually, Polly probably would want a cracker, because most wild parrots are vegetarians. They eat nuts, berries, seeds, and fruit. A few prefer insects or worms, and the Australian lorikeet likes pollen and nectar. Parrots often hold food with their feet while eating. Parrot pets. Parrots are very popular pets. Budgies, cockatoos, and parakeets are parrots too. They appreciate an affectionate scratch or pat, and some are easily trained to talk and do tricks.
Wild parrots are captured and sent to various countries to be sold as pets. They often are inspected or quarantined so that they can't transmit psittacosis, a disease that humans can catch from any type of bird. Some kinds of parrots are endangered, partly because so many of them are taken from the wild. Rainforest flowers. Tropical forests are home to the greatest variety of flowering plants on Earth. Flowers can bloom all year round in the constant rain and warmth of the tropics.
Flowers are found almost everywhere in a rainforest. Many are hidden high up on the tops of the trees.
Many beautiful flowers in tropical forests are found nowhere else on Earth. Some are disappearing entirely, however, as people pick too many of them and cut down the forests.
Flower power. Like many other plants, rainforest plants need animals to spread their pollen and seeds. Rainforest plants often produce big, colorful displays of flowers that attract animals. Some trees even drop their leaves, which makes the flowers more visible.
Many kinds of orchids live in tropical forests. On an orchid, one of the petals is larger and often differently shaped than the rest. This petal serves as a landing platform for insects to pollinate the flower. Orchids grow on tree branches.
Some plants sprout flowers and fruits right from their stems. This type of growth is called cauliflory. Cauliflory keeps flowers and fruits in reach of animals that might come by to eat them. Animals that eat the fruits help spread the plant seeds in their droppings. The Rafflesia plant has the largest flowers in the world. A single blossom can weigh 36 pounds, 16 kilograms, and be 38 inches, 97 centimeters across. Rafflesia flowers look and smell like rotting flesh, which attracts the flies that pollinate them.
Sloth. Few animals move more slowly than the sloths of Central America and South America. These animals usually travel less than 100 feet, 30 meters, a day.
Did you know that sloth is another word for laziness? Can you guess how this animal got its name?
Two toes or not two toes? A two-toed sloth has 2 toes on its front feet. A three-toed sloth has 3 toes on its front feet. All sloths have 3 toes on their hind feet.
Each finger or toe ends in a long curved claw. Sloths use these claws to cling to trees. A slow-moving sloth may look like easy prey, but one swipe from these claws can make even the speediest predator pause.
Upside down. Sloths eat upside down. They sleep upside down. Females even give birth upside down. Sloths spend almost their whole lives with their backs to the ground, hanging from a tree branch by their long arms.
Sloths sleep with their legs close together and their heads tucked between their front legs. This makes it easy for predators to overlook them. Sloths come to the ground only about once a week. Although sloths can barely crawl on land, they swim easily in water.
Young. Sloths are born in the treetops. A single newborn sloth rests in its mother's arms for about a month before it can hang on its own and eat leaves. The young sloth stays with its mother until it is at least 6 months old.
When a sloth leaves its mother, it makes a home in the same kind of trees it was born in. Adult sloths are solitary animals.
The only green mammal? Sloths have a coat of coarse hair that often appears greenish in color. And no, it's not your eyes playing tricks on you. Sloth hair is different from that of any other mammal. Algae grows easily in the grooves on the strands of their hair and turns the hair green. A sloth's coat of algae hides the animal among the green leaves of a rainforest. Sloths may also absorb nutrients from the algae. Food. Sloths eat leaves, fruits, and twigs. They digest their food very slowly, for as long as a month, getting all of the nutrients they can. A sloth's stomach is big enough to hold about a third of the sloth's weight in food. How much fruit would you have to eat a third of your body weight? To find out, you'll need to enter your weight. Do you want to enter your weight in pounds or kilograms?
Apes. Few animals are as intelligent as apes. Scientists put apes in two groups. Orangutans, chimpanzees, and gorillas are known as great apes. Smaller apes called gibbons are known as lesser apes.
Many people find apes particularly fascinating or amusing because they look and act a lot like people.
Ape or monkey? Do you know the difference between a monkey and an ape? People often mix them up, but they are really quite easy to tell apart. Click on the pictures to find out how. Apes' arms are longer and stronger than their legs, and most apes move by knuckle walking, or standing on two legs and leaning forward on their knuckles. Monkeys run and jump flat-footed on all fours.
Apes are usually larger than monkeys. Most monkeys have tails. Apes don't.
Gibbons. Gibbons move quickly through the forests of Southeast Asia by swinging from branch to branch. They use their hands to hook rather than grasp the branches. Gibbons' arms are so long that their knuckles touch the ground even when the animals are standing upright.
There are 9 kinds of gibbons, and many of them are endangered. Gibbon hair can be black, brown, or pale brown. The largest gibbon, called a siamang, grows about 3 feet, 91 centimeters tall, and weighs up to 22 pounds, 10 kilograms. Gibbons rarely come down from the trees. When they do, however, they usually walk on 2 legs, holding their extremely long arms up in the air or out to the sides for balance. Gibbons use both their hands and feet to pick and hold fruit and leaves. They can walk along a branch by grasping it with their long, big toes. Their toes work a lot like people's thumbs.
Gibbons live in family groups. Each group, a male, a female, and their young, has a certain territory where it lives. A group of gibbons scares other families away with loud calls and howls. The male and female often sing a duet.
Orangutans. Orangutan means man of the woods. These apes live in the forests of Borneo and Sumatra in Southeast Asia. They are easy to recognize because of their shaggy red-brown hair. Some adult male orangutans stand 5 feet, 1.5 meters tall, and weigh from 150 to 200 pounds, 68 to 91 kilograms. Females are about half the size of males. Adults usually live alone, except during mating season. Young orangutans stay with their mothers for a few years.
Orangutans spend nearly all of their time high in the trees, looking for plants, fruits, and insects to eat. They even make their beds in the treetops, breaking branches and gathering leaves to build nests up to 80 feet, 24 meters above the ground.
Orangutans have few natural enemies except for people, who destroy the forests where they live. Today, orangutans are one of the most endangered species of all animals.
Chimpanzees. Chimpanzees live only in Africa. They usually travel in groups, but they change groups often. Members of a group may share meals of leaves, fruit, insects, honey, birds' eggs, and small animals.
Young chimpanzees stay with their mother for about 6 years before leaving the group. Some male chimpanzees can grow to be 5.5 feet, 1.7 meters tall, and weigh 110 pounds, 50 kilograms. Pygmy chimpanzees are slightly shorter and lighter than other chimpanzees.
Chimpanzees may be the smartest apes. They use more than 30 sounds and various facial expressions to communicate with each other. Several chimpanzees have even learned to talk with people in sign language. Chimps also use tools more than any other kind of ape does. For example, they have often been seen peeling bark from a stick and using the stick to catch termites.
Gorillas. Gorillas are the largest apes. Some adult males can stand almost 6 feet, 2 meters tall, and weigh 450 pounds, 204 kilograms. Gorillas may look scary, but they are actually gentle creatures unless threatened. They spend the day eating plants and resting.
A newborn gorilla, like a newborn baby, is almost helpless. A few months after birth, it learns to crawl and then walk, but it usually stays with its mother for 3 or 4 years. As it grows, it becomes too big to walk on 2 legs. Soon, the gorilla leans on its knuckles as it walks. Gorillas rest during the day. Young gorillas also wrestle with each other and play games, much like humans do. At night, the group builds nests in trees. Like other great apes, gorillas never sleep in the same nest for more than 1 night. Gorillas rest during the day. Young gorillas also wrestle with each other and play games, much like humans do. At night, the group builds nests in trees. Like other great apes, gorillas never sleep in the same nest for more than 1 night.
Gorillas travel in groups of 2 to 30. An older male, called a silverback because of the gray hair on his back, always leads the group. He defends the other gorillas, roaring or slapping his hands against his chest to scare away attackers. Gorillas travel in groups of 2 to 30. An older male, called a silverback because of the gray hair on his back, always leads the group. He defends the other gorillas, roaring or slapping his hands against his chest to scare away attackers.
Tigers. Have you ever held a kitten in your arms? How about a cat? How would you feel about holding a tiger? Tigers are cats too. They're the biggest members of the cat family.
Tigers, leopards, lions, jaguars, and cheetahs are often called big cats. Only big cats can roar, and they do so loudly. The roar is a way of expressing anger and of warning other creatures to keep away. Siberian tiger. The Siberian tiger is the biggest tiger alive today. One male Siberian tiger weighed over 800 pounds, 360 kilograms. An average male tiger, however, weighs only about 420 pounds, 191 kilograms. Tigers live in the jungles of Asia. Meat eaters. Tigers are well suited for catching and eating large animals. Their back legs are longer than their front legs, making them very good jumpers. Their front legs, which they use to hold down their prey, have strong muscles. Tigers and other big cats have short, strong skulls with powerful jaws. Their spear-like canine teeth pierce and rip their victim's skin. At the back of their mouths are blade-like teeth called carnassials. These teeth are for slicing meat. Tigers have razor-sharp claws for gripping and tearing flesh. Most of the time, the claws are protected by muscular coverings called sheaths. This keeps them from getting dull or breaking. Muscles in a tiger's feet pull the claws out and draw back the sheaths. Stripes. Tigers are camouflaged by their stripes. In the dense undergrowth of the forest, the tiger's stripes blend in with the light and dark patterns of the sunlit grasses. The tiger's stripes break up the outline of its body in the grasses, making it hard to pick out. Tiger cubs have pale markings when they are born. After a few months, the pale stripes change to black and orange.
The hunt. Tigers usually hunt at night. Like most big cats, they hunt alone. A tiger hunts mainly by stalking its prey, staying hidden in the thick jungle grasses until the last minute. After creeping close, the tiger rushes in and takes its victim by surprise. Tigers actually catch their prey only about once in 10 tries. Tigers can kill animals as large as young elephants and buffalo. They may also eat fish, snakes, monkeys, and even other carnivores like leopards and wolves. A tiger makes a big kill about 40 or 50 times a year, an average of once every 8 days. Female tigers with cubs to feed must hunt more often, however.
Unlike most cats, the tiger doesn't mind water. A tiger sometimes pulls its dead prey near the water's edge because it needs to take frequent drinks during a meal. Tigers are very good swimmers, and they may stand or lie in the water to cool off. Other big cats. The first big cats lived about 45 million years ago. Today, few creatures are held in as much awe as the big cats.
Jaguars live in Mexico and in Central and South America. Although they look like leopards, jaguars are bigger and more solid. They're good swimmers and eat a wide variety of foods, including fish, frogs, and small crocodiles. Leopards are excellent swimmers and climbers. Leopards sleep, rest, and watch prey from the branches of trees. They often drag their kill into a tree to eat it, and to keep it away from other hungry animals.
The black panther is a type of leopard. It looks all black, but it really has black spots on dark fur. If you look carefully in daylight, you can see a panther's spots.
Conservation. Tigers, leopards, and other big cats have been heavily hunted for their fur and because they attack livestock, and very rarely people. Trading big cats and fur products is now against the law.
All species of tigers are endangered. Much of the land that they live and hunt on is now used for farming. The white Bengal tiger shown here was once common in parts of India. Today, it lives only in zoos. These maps show the main areas of the world where tigers, leopards, and snow leopards still live. Leopards are found in much of southern Asia and in Africa, south of the Sahara Desert. Tigers and snow leopards are found only in Asia.
Leopardy. See if you can get all 1,800 points. Start by choosing one of the squares. Then try to answer the question that pops up. Tigers and other cats mark their territory with secretions from glands in this part of the body: feet, tail, cheeks.
Right. Tigers also mark their territory with urine and feces.
A leopard whose spots are hard to see beneath its dark fur has this name:
Jaguar, snow leopard, panther.
Right. In the right light, you can see that the panther's black fur has black spots on it. Hunters rarely kill big cats for this.
Meat, protection, fur. Right. Hunters may kill a big cat for a trophy, but rarely for meat.
Stripes help tigers hide here when they are sneaking up on prey.
Trees, grass, rivers.
Right. The stripes on a tiger's coat match the light and dark patterns of grasses, acting as camouflage. A leopard might be in the middle of this activity when its claws are in.
Climbing a tree, sleeping, cleaning its feet.
The claws are extended. A big cat has these blade-like teeth at the back of its mouth.
Fangs? Canines. Carnassials. Fang is another word for canine tooth. Rainforest trees.
Rain.
Cave. Cave.